Every year we make New Year's resolutions. One of mine for 2026 was to upgrade all of my gear, and that includes everything from my EDCs all the way up to my range equipment and everything I carry with me on my trips to the range. Now, I've had this bag for a few years now. Actually, this is the first range bag that I ever purchased, so it does have somewhat of a sentimental value to me, so I don't plan on getting rid of it, and I do recommend it 100%. I got it very inexpensively on Amazon, and it served me extremely well, but I just thought, hey, you know what? I've been doing this for a little bit. I'm starting to pick up. My collection is starting to add up, and I'd like to invest in something better. That's where Condition 1 comes in. This is my 801 case from Condition 1, and this has been awesome. This is a hard case that has been made in the USA with a ton of features, a ton of storage, a ton of options that you can switch out and change to whatever it is that you need met as far as your desires goes and how you carry your equipment. So let's take a look inside and see what this looks like. The case comes with a very secure and sturdy handle, and it has a rubber grip up front that makes it really nice to grab a hold onto, regardless of the conditions that your hands are. If they're wet, if they're dirty, if they're sandy, if they're muddy, whatever, you still get a really nice hold from that handle. Then you have a vent valve here, which makes it nice to release the air pressure in the case that you're going to travel with your case, and it makes it TSA approved as well. Then you have patent latches here that make it really easy to open and shut, and then you have a nice loud audible click to let you know it's been locked and closed. So really nice sounding latches there. The case itself is definitely stackable. So if you buy multiple, you can stack them on top of each other and they'll kind of hold its place or lock into each other. You have a ton of different color options. You have some with wheels if you want to go bigger. You also have waterproof, dustproof. It's IP67 rated. So a ton of quality just built all around this, and you get a lifetime warranty. They'll replace like the handles and latches if they break off. If this shatters, they'll replace the whole thing for you for free. So like I said, it's just got a ton of value in what you're paying. This does go for $150 on their website. And let's take a look inside and see what the inside looks like here. So if you guys can take a look, I've already got a setup going on. The backside here has some foam, some really soft foam, and then you have a rubber gasket all the way around to ensure that it's waterproof and dustproof and nothing, comes in on the inside from the outside. Going from left to right, you have a 3-pistol case here with a storage compartment on the right hand side. Here I put a couple of pistols so you guys can kind of get a feel for what you can fit. We have an Echelon 4.0C here with a light and an optic and the extended magazine that fits perfectly fine. Then you have a Shield X, again with a light and an optic. Obviously this is a smaller gun, but I wanted to show you that this doesn't move around, regardless of how hard you're swinging this case. Then you have a big boy Glock 20 10 mil right here with a TLR1 and a massive optic, and that also fits perfectly fine. The lid does close, but as you guys can see, you kind of got to push down a little bit. You have a little bit of a gap, but luckily you have foam that protects that optic and the pistol in general. And then over here on the compartment side or the storage side, I've got a couple cases of 9 mil. I've got some tools here, more tools in here. I've got my hearing protection and my eye protection here. So everything fits perfectly fine. You have a total of 6 magazines that you can have here, plus the 3 in your pistol. So that's a total of 9 magazines that you can carry. You can obviously have them preloaded if you need more space for ammo, and you'll have way more ammo that way as well. So just an awesome little setup here. Now they do offer removable or different types of foam. I'll show you guys another case and kind of what you can also do with that. Now this here is the same exact case on the exterior, but on the inside you'll notice now you have 5 pistol slots with 20 magazine slots. So a little bit of a different look. Like I said, you can remove this. You can even use this for whatever it is that you want and set this aside. You could buy the pluckable stuff separately, individually, whatever you want to do. It's a little different than the foam that's up here though. This is a lot more dense, so it's a lot more durable, just looks nicer for those of you guys, or us I should say, that have a little bit of OCD. This just makes sure everything is nice and organized for you guys. And the reason I have 2 is actually I got this one sent out first to review, and I said, I really would love to carry my equipment in there, not just my pistols. And I let customer service know that, well, instead of just sending me the insert, I believe the insert alone is like $60 or something like that, they sent me a whole new case, which is incredible. So big shout out and a thank you to Condition 1 for doing that. All right, so I wanted to show that everything that's in here, how it kind of stays together, right? So I'm going to move this around some. You can hear the ammo. All right, let's see if anything shifted or moved. And yep, nothing moved. Everything is where it should be. I was most concerned about the Shield X because it's so small. I thought I was going to jump out of there, but it stayed and it did a great job. Everything else is right where we left it. This might have moved around a bit, but I mean, everything stayed in place nice and tight. Like I said, just an awesome case. I'll show you guys the storage side a little bit better. Let me take some of this stuff out. So if you guys carry your eyes and ears like on a different bag or a different case together or whatever, so you guys can kind of see, I stacked up 3 boxes, and you guys know Blazer brass boxes are a little bit bigger than any other normal case box, but even if not, so let's take a look. You can fit 3 on top of each other. So you got 3, 6, 9, and you got a little room right here, so you can fit 10 and then 11. So about 11 boxes or so that you can fit, 11 or 12 boxes in here, which is, anywhere from 500 to 600 rounds plus the magazines if you have them preloaded. I mean, you can fit just under 1,000 rounds, honestly, 700 rounds, whatever. So just a really good case, I think, in my personal opinion. And this is, like I said, it's a splurge to buy, man. This is definitely an upgrade from Amazon stuff, or just your typical budget friendly range bag or range case. But again, made in the USA, completely secure, warranty, all that good stuff, different colors. You can add wheels, make the case smaller, larger, many different pistols, whatever it is that you need, they got. And then I don't know if I mentioned, but this top part you can actually switch out, and you can get like a little net here with different compartments. So just really nice and customizable. They just came out with some kinetic 2 pistol range bags, which are really, really nice too. I plan to pick one of those up. That I will be paying for myself. Like I said, this was sent out, but my honest and unbiased review is I really, really enjoy this case. I really like it. And moving forward, I will be using my Condition 1 case. So until the next video, you guys, God bless you, and I'll see you on the next one.